Let me get another view of the geostrategic expert on our panel, Swasti Rao. You agree with General Bakshi, Swasti, that we can't trust the Chinese? Maybe we trust but verify, because the past has left a bitter taste. Twice bitten, thrice shy.
Well, yes, absolutely. Good evening to you and good evening to the rest of the panel. And thank you for your question. See, of course, we cannot trust the Chinese. Where is the doubt about that? If there's anything that we've learned from history, is that we have to be very careful of the Chinese. One step back, one step forward and two step backwards, right? And here, since we're discussing the improvement in trade deals, I'll just try and reset things to where they were 10 years ago. You know, when Prime Minister Modi had just become Prime Minister, in 2014, China welcomed this entire thing, welcomed his coming to office. And at that time, what the Chinese investments and what the narrative they created then, they created a narrative that in the next few years, we are going to have an investment of about $100 billion flowing into India. You look at the Chinese investments now, they are just at about $2 billion after 10 years. Now, you could say that that has happened because we also introduced, after Galwan and after being stabbed in our back, we also introduced certain investment screenings, but that is something which is very recent. So the Chinese are masters of doublespeak. Yes, by and large, the trade environment will improve. But please, we have to keep in mind that we are facing a major situation, not only of erosion of strategic trust, that will take its own time to be built back very slowly and steadily. And I'm sure that nobody in India or whoever is there at the decision-making body is actually letting go of that strategic caution. The other thing coming to, the economics of it is that, like I said, that, we have to keep in mind that Chinese are only interested in doing more trade with us because it creates that vulnerability because of that economic dependence. Now, today we have more than 100 billion worth of trade, and out of that, $85 billion is trade deficit, isn't it? And I'm sure the economists on the panel would know that better. But I'm trying to bring in the strategic aspect of this particular equation. So the Chinese are interested, not just with India. You look at the trade, mostly they trade with the rest of the world also. They are basically interested in creating these trade vulnerabilities that they then weaponize. Okay, that is why they are not interested in so much of so much of investments till the time that particular country is not a signatory to BRI, and India is not a signatory to BRI. India is not even a party to RCEP, and doesn't even is the case that India plans to be a signatory to either of the two. So what we have to keep in mind is that we have China is creating these dependencies. It is something which is a repeated pattern all over Chinese economic statecraft. This is a part of their ideology. And while on the one hand, yes, we should always try to ask the Chinese to open their markets so that we can also export more agricultural products, maybe some more things. The point is the Chinese don't relent, and maybe sometimes just for the heck of it, they will do a little bit, and then the entire CCP machinery is going to do a propaganda around that as if this is a great thing, and that's a psychological warfare. And before anybody realizes, our trade dependencies will grow even further. So I think my short point is that the strategic caution is the need of the hour, whether it's the LAC disengagement and later this de-escalation, if that happens as well. I hope it happens, and as well as on the trade aspect, because we cannot say taking what they say on face value.
So since we're discussing trade,